I am really sick and tired of being a part of this materialistic society. It seems as if everyone's priorities are in the wrong places. Money, for example. What is the point of living our lives for the accumulation of money? When I die and am no longer a part of this world, is that money going to affect me in any way?
No, it most certainly will not.
So why is it important when I am alive? Why are we taught that money equals happiness when that is the furthest thing from the truth? When I reflect on my life and remember what has made me the most happy, it has always been the people who were in my life, the fun I had with them, the memories I made with them. I believe that sharing ourselves with others, taking care of the environment, and making a difference in the world is what currency really is. Not stupid pieces of paper or minerals dug up from the ground and made into coins, or numbers and figures on a computer screen. It's nonsense.
I have thought about this for a long time, and in all my years of self-reflection I have come to the conclusion that money breeds scarcity, and it makes people distrust one another. It is the root of all evil because it distances us from each other instead of bringing us together. If money was such an amazing thing in our lives, shouldn't it make everyone happier? Instead, it does the opposite.
That is absolutely correct. Look at how much suffering is happening all across our planet, and it's all because of one thing.
Money.
It is so obvious when you stop and think about it. Look at people and countries who are constantly fighting because they are struggling to impose their power and control over one another. Once their control is established, they then struggle to maintain it. It is a never-ending cycle of anger, manipulations, and destruction.
If money is the reason that our global population is experiencing so many problems, then the way to solve those problems is simple. Eliminate the cause of the problem and the problem will minimize in intensity and frequency.
You mean get rid of money completely?
Correct.
But how can we get rid of money? It is so ingrained in our minds and society. Everything revolves around money. You cannot go a single day without exchanging money for a service or a product somehow.
That is exactly my point. In order to survive, you need to have money. That money is exchanged for a product or a service. Let's use the example of food and shelter. If I have the money to buy food and shelter, and you do not, eventually you will start feeling resentment towards me, since I am comfortable and enjoying life, while you are suffering and trying to figure out how to survive.
I see.
Over time you will become increasingly desperate to find ways of accumulating the same things I have. You may even resort to violence. That violence is what we see on the news. It is not that people are bad and are doing bad things, they are simply trying to survive in a backwards society.
So the solution is make sure that everyone has food and shelter, correct? That no one is left out of having the basic necessities of life.
Exactly. If everyone had...
Hold on, let me interrupt you and see if I understand your concepts. If everyone had the necessities of life, then nobody would fight over someone else's belongings because they themselves would already be in possession of them. People would be much happier. If everyone is happier, then we would also be safer, as we would not be afraid of who might hurt us due to feelings of resentment and anger because of having something they don't. Money is what is holding us back from this particular existence because it keeps people against each other instead of coming together and taking care of one another. As long as money is what we measure life with, we will always have social, political, and national problems.
I believe you now understand.
Peace is possible.
Now you know why we need to eliminate money from society, in order for everyone to be happier. We will now discuss how we can achieve that. For a long time now we have lived in a monetary society. A society that is built around the circulation of money in order to go about daily life. However, the time has come for us to evolve into a new way of living. A resource-based economy is the most logical system to embrace. It is a system which takes into account the global resources available to all human beings. Every human being would be taken care of, not just a select few wealthy individuals. Physical labor would be non-existent as machines would do the work for us. In essence, We would become free to do whatever we wanted to do. Look at how much human labor has been phased out because of technology. We have been witnessing the mechanization of labor for decades already, and it will only continue to increase. It is simply not being executed in the most efficient way, because of the underlying issue of people needing jobs in order to earn money, which in turn fuels the purchasing of products and services.
But people have always had jobs. What will people do once they no longer have to work?
Once people experience the freedom of a resource-based economy, they will work towards making sure the system prospers. People will be free to live out their passions. If someone would like to travel the world, then they would do just that. If someone else would like to study medicine or paleontology, then they would live out that particular ambition, without the fear of not having the money to pay for travel tickets or to pay for tuition. People would immediately live healthier and more fulfilling lives. With everyone doing exactly what they want to do, our human race would recondition itself into a very loving, nurturing, and caring society.
I'm digging this. It should always have been this way. However, I have to admit, it does come across as very idealistic.
It is not idealistic at all. It is the most realistic way to live our lives. Based on the technological knowledge we possess today, this is a real possibility for our global population. It could have been implemented 100 years ago, if people had been properly educated about what is possible. What has prevented us from going down the path of a resource-based economy is simply the monetary system.
Okay, enough chit-chatting. Let's make this happen already. Peace is possible.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Peace is absolutely possible.